Hello, class. My name is Callie Warner, and I am going to be doing my EcoMap video for discussion post 1. I apologize for the quality of video. My phone ran out of storage space halfway through recording, so I have to do it on here. So before I get into question number 1, which is what are your major social systems? Um, a social system in our text is defined as an organization, large group or community, even society. So I would say that my top social systems are family, friends, education, work, and community. And I feel like some of those are interchangeable. For example, some of my friends are like my family, and each has a different meaning for everyone. Like, for example, some people don't have a family. I know some people who are like that, and their friends are their family. So I feel like even if we're just doing the basics, uh, of what your social systems are to you, it still means something different for everyone. Um, so my family is definitely at the top of the list because they're always supportive and have always been there for me. Um, they're especially supportive with who I am and my education. Both of my parents were not able to finish college and graduate. I'm going to be the first person in my family to graduate college, and I'm going to be the first person, hopefully, to go to graduate school and get a master's in social work. My family has always been there for me, and they've always been very supportive um, throughout my entire life of who I am and just any journey I take. They're right by my side and will do anything they can to help. So I am very grateful for them. Next is friends. Friends are definitely a major social institution. Social system in my life. I'm not sure where I would be without my friends. Some of them I've had my entire life. Some I've known for 7 years. They all play a very important role in who I am, and they're always a top priority to me. Um, they've been by my side through the good and the bad, just as friends should, and I am very grateful for them. And they make me a better person, and I don't know where I'd be without them. Next would be education, which is obviously very important as someone who wants to be a social worker, um, and as a college student in general. If education is very important in creating the foundation for the future I want, financially, in the work world, just the life I want to create. Education is a very important foundation, and also just with who you are and the knowledge that you gain from an education. When I first started college as a freshman out of high school, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. Um, I was scared and confused, and I decided to try social work, and I fell in love with it. And now I know that there is no other career and no other job path that I would rather have, and I definitely feel like social work is my calling. So education is obviously very important because as social workers, we need to be educated on social justice issues and how to best help our clients, and education is the key in gaining that knowledge to be a productive and helpful social worker, which is obviously what all of our goal is as social work students. So education is very important. Next is work, and this is going to change throughout my life. Right now, I work for the Houston Ballet, and obviously, work is very important to all of us in the huge social system because we all have bills to pay. I'm currently saving up for a car. So, work is definitely a social system that you you have whether or not it's the career that you want to be in. But it will definitely change throughout my life, when I get my degree and go to my master's. But yes, work is definitely a very important social system. And next would be community. Community is a very important social system to me. Um, and by community, I mean the LGBT community, specifically the Metro Center of Houston. I have been going there since I came out as a lesbian my sophomore year of high school because they have an LGBT youth support group called Hatch. And it's very wonderful, and it's just so important to have that sense of community during a time that can be very confusing for some, but for me personally was very scary and hard to accept myself as a gay woman. And ever since then, the LGBT community has been a huge part of my life, and it always will be. It's just, it's honestly like the family social system, but just in a little bit of a different way. Um, they were there. We were all there for each other when the Pulse nightclub shooting happened, and we were heartbroken about what happened and all the members of our community that were killed. We were there for each other, and we came together as a community, and even people from outside of our community came to support. So community has always and will always be, the LGBT community will always be a huge part of who I am, and a community that I will always actively be involved with. Um, because not everyone's as fortunate as me to have supporting parents, to have a supporting family and friends. Not everyone's that lucky, so we need to help each other out in the community. Um, how I would say my social systems are different from my family would be that probably community, well, for obvious reasons, that um, my parents do come to some Montrose Center panels, and they go to Pride with me. They're very supportive, but it's different. They're not actively involved in the LGBT community as much as I am. So that would be different. Also, education. I'm the only one in my family who is in a type of schooling right now. I don't even I don't even have cousins who are like still in high school or anything because I was the youngest. So definitely education, but we do share the same value of education. And also by friends, um, because my family is very close knit. We are all very close to each other, but my family, especially my parents, don't. And it's not a disagreement at all. It's just we have different values when it comes to friends. I definitely see my friends as part of my family. And to my family, it's like, no, family is just family. But it's not always like that for everyone. Um, for my perfect future, I don't believe that, let's see, I don't believe that I would delete anything. I I think for my perfect future, I would definitely add finance. Um, and I do have that social system now, but I feel like it's different in the way that I am able to sustain, my future by myself. I'm able to have an apartment. I have my own car. When I have a family one day, I'm able to support them. So I would definitely add that in there as one of my major social systems. Um, I wouldn't really delete anything. Um, I would say I would just maybe add partnership in my perfect view of my life. I guess 10 years from now, if it were perfect, what I would want is definitely a family. Um, I always wanted that, to start start a family with a wife I have, and kind of create my own little family. So I would definitely add that. So I guess it would be finance and partnership. Um, and then for the last question, would I delete anything? Not delete. I apologize. Would I change anything? Um, it would probably be work. For obvious reasons, I want to be a social worker. I don't want to work at the Houston Ballet in the telemarketing office for the rest of my life. So I would definitely make a change to work. I want to be a child care social worker. I want to work with kids and I want to work with families. And I want to contribute to others and help out children and bring families together and help families that are struggling. Um, so I primarily want to be a child care social worker, but also an important part of that is working with the families. So I would make that change to work. Um, and when I make a change to anything else, I guess the only thing that would change is also education. But that'll naturally change by itself because I am going to go on to my master's, and I was even, because I'm an overachiever, thinking of going for a doctorate. But yeah, those are the only things that I would change. So yeah, those are my major social systems, and those are my answers to the questions that we had. Um, I apologize for my stuttering throughout the video. I'm looking at my notebook. I wrote an outline. I'm trying to follow it as best of my abilities because I get nervous on camera. But I look forward to the rest of this class and what is going to add to my knowledge and education as a future social worker. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the video. And I also, because I kind of scratched out parts of my outline, I think I might have switched the last two questions. Um, I'll put a note in the discussion post section if I did, and I do apologize. But yeah, that's my video. Thank you.